If you go to Johnny with an idea, has he ever said no to you for anything? Has there ever been a time when you've wanted him to do something? I mean, we know you've had him fudder whacking now, and you made him, well, obviously he had to sing for Sweeney Todd, but have there been things that you haven't been comfortable doing, or are you kind of open to any challenge?
I just always, no, I mean, I always fear that he's going to come up with something that just makes me so uncomfortable, like mostly like a dance, some kind of dance thing, you know.
But you wouldn't accept a role if it was a kind of a straightforward leading man role, would you?
Well, it depends, I suppose. I mean, it depends on the character, you know. I mean, if there's something underneath that might be interesting, or maybe there's a different way to attack it or something like that.
So if there was, well, I guess something for you to get your teeth in, but you wouldn't do what we consider a romantic comedy necessarily, or would you?
Oh no, I couldn't do that. No. Jesus. I really couldn't. I'd be a wreck.
So I bet you get asked, don't you?
Well, I mean, I've been asked a couple of times, but it's just not my. I couldn't do it. There's no way.
Yeah. But you could be made to look presentable enough even now. I mean, if we got rid of whatever the hell that is.
I know. We're teetering. We could be teetering on the brink here.
How long do you think this, so far very successful, and obviously kind of on a personal level, very satisfying relationship, will last? You want to carry on making movies for as long as you both can, or do you have a kind of a game plan?
Well, as long as he keeps not watching the movies we've made together, there's still a chance we'll work together, I think.
What about you, Johnny?
Yeah, I mean, I basically just I wait for the phone call, and if it comes, great, you know.
Is he your favourite director to work with?
Oh, of course. I mean, it's like going home for me, you know. It's
Getting all very emotional.
I've heard him say that about every director he's worked with. He just says, yeah, it's like going home. That's what he says. How have you seen each other change over this 20-year period? I mean, you've both been through similar experiences in a way. You've both gone through, you were both kind of successful, but you enjoyed bigger success as a result of your time together and as other movies. You've both settled down, you've become family men. So you've been on similar journeys, but have you seen changes in each other that you didn't expect to see?
Tim has to fight less for me now to get me into the movie.
Yeah, after Charlie, that was the first time the studio said, hey, what about, you know,
Johnny,
this guy, you know?
But that's weird, because people now, they think of you as a huge star. But, of course, for years, you weren't. You were in these weird, oddball movies, and they weren't necessarily a big opening.
I think the definition was box office poison, was what they used to call me.
But that's so weird to think back now. And I guess it was Pirates of the Caribbean that turned that around?
I think that had something to do with it, yeah.
OK. How did they deal with your performance? Because, once again, this is something after the event, you say, sure, that's going to work. But at the time, I bet when you first walked out, oh, yeah, what you doing, all that? What you doing? That's not a bad impersonation, I think. But they must have questioned that, I'm sure.
They were most definitely upset, yeah.
And you had sit-down chats with them about this?
Oh, yeah. I mean, sitting in a great big, like a giant conference room, speaking with grown men about, you know, how many gold teeth and how many, you know, dangly bits from your hair.
So they wanted a limit on the number of dangly bits in your hair? And...
Pretty much. And, yeah, it was very strange.
But you must have been confident then that you were doing it right. You must have had that belief in...
Oh, I did. I mean, I didn't do anything differently. I mean, I made choices for a character that I believed in, and I knew who that guy was, and so I basically just said to them, look at, you know, this is the guy, and if you don't like him, you're welcome to fire me.
Yeah.
You can pay me.
But, it's kind of a win-win situation for you, really, at that stage.